Look at these photos. Look again and see if there's anything strange about them. What if we said they were all made using AI? Still can't tell. Pretty amazing, right? These images are all down to the power of Adobe Photoshop AI Generative Fill, which allows you to remove an object, add objects, replace an element, or extend an image with just one sentence and the click of a button. Jumping on the text-to-image bandwagon, Adobe released Firefly AI, which has a clean user interface and generates amazing images. To get access, you need to go to the Creative Cloud desktop app. On the left, there's a tab for beta apps. Go there and download the Photoshop beta app. But if you're a newbie, you might not have Creative Cloud. So if you just want to see what all the hype's about and you don't want to pay, there's a simple solution. You'll need to download the Creative Cloud desktop app. To do this, search for Adobe Creative Cloud Download and then install it on your computer. Even if you already have an account, make a new account, as this free method won't work otherwise. Go to Beta Apps, and next to the Photoshop Beta option, you'll see two other options: Try and Buy, then click on Try. On the next page, there are three more options. The first one's for individuals, which offers a free trial, but as usual, you'll need a credit card for this. The second one's for students, which also requires a card, plus some additional information. You might want to choose the third option though, as it doesn't require a card and offers a free 14-day trial, so you'll have plenty of time to test it out. And if you like it, you can then get the paid version. Now that you have this new AI tool on your desktop, let's see how it works, and then we'll move on to 8 ways you can use this tool to level up your photography game. But before we do that, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment like, "I subscribed," and we'll do our best to get back to you. Get the rectangular marquee tool and drag over the area where you want to see a change. You should see a prompt section beneath it, but if you don't, go to Window on top and go all the way to the bottom where it says Contextual Text Bar and enable it. Or you can right-click and select Generative Fill, or go top left to edit and click on Generative Fill. If the bar bothers you, move it to the top, and by clicking on the 3 dots, you've got the option to pin it. Then give it a prompt to add an object in this empty space. Just be aware, it may take more than 10 seconds to load up. The coolest thing is that this AI tool will analyze the perspective, shadow, and lighting of the original image, and then generate an object that looks like it was meant to be there. On the right-hand side, there's a property section where you can see prompts and 2 other variations of the generated image. You can choose whichever you like. If you don't like the position of the object, simply move it around. Now that the basics are clear, let's move on to 8 ways you can use Photoshop AI Generative Fill to fire your creativity. Ever found yourself in a situation where the subject in your image is cut from the corners or the size of the image is too small? Or maybe you had a 9:16 image, but you want to use it 16:9 without cropping it? Well, that's where this AI tool delivers. Use the crop tool to expand the area and move the image to where you want it to be. Use the rectangular marquee tool to select the white area where you want your image to expand to. You don't have to write any prompts here. Instead, just leave the space black and click on Generate. Do the same on the other side, and there you go. The spaces have been filled. Next up, removing the background of an image. This has become easier of late, as many free removal tools are now available online, but it's still tricky to get right. But with Firefly, just select the whole area. Then use the invert selection tool and select the object you want to keep. In the prompt section, type in a prompt for whatever background you want to see and click on Generate. You might want to add a famous landmark behind your image, include clouds, add a stunning skyline of a famous city, whatever you need. It can all be achieved with Generative Fill. As with changing background, removing an object or a person was also tough to do. But now, it's possible within a few seconds. Let's say you want to remove an object. Just use the lasso tool, select the object, leave the prompt section empty, and click on Generate, and bingo, it's gone. Not only can you remove objects, but you can also add an object. Professional photo editors will know that adding an object is simple enough, but making it seem realistic can take hours. You'd also need to have a lot of experience to understand lighting, composition, and perspective of an image. That's why it's difficult to add objects that realistically blend in with the original image. In Firefly, simply select the area where you want the new object to be, then add your prompt. Then generate the image. If you're not happy with the output, type a different prompt, providing more precise information. Next in line, adding fashion accessories to images of models. Sunglasses, new clothes, or even jewelry can be added to an existing image. When you add sunglasses, it even comes up with a reflection in the lens. Very cool. Hey team, please hit that subscribe button. Moving on. In Firefly, expressions and facial features of a person can also be changed. Just select the area and insert a prompt like angry, smile, sad, or any other emotion you want to show on the face. You can also change facial features. So far, you might have noticed that Photoshop is really good at picking settings like lighting or managing the composition of an image. And because of this, you can even use it to generate reflections. This has always been a nightmare for photo editors who can spend hours trying to get this right. Using this AI tool, there are two different ways to create reflections. Firstly, where a body of water, like a lake, is already present, or where you add a new lake along with the reflection. Here's a tip though. Make sure to extend the image before making a reflection, as it'll allow more space for the reflection to fit. Next up is the ability to generate a completely new image. You might be thinking, what's new about that? There's loads of text to image tools out there. But the unique thing about Photoshop's Generative Fill is that you can generate a new image where all of the elements are customizable. In a standard text-to-image generator, you type a prompt, alter some settings, and generate multiple images. Problem is, you'll get one object that's spoiling the whole vibe, and you can't just remove or replace it, so you end up giving a new prompt, which generates a completely different image. But in Photoshop, you start with a blank canvas and set the background to white. Then select an area using the rectangular marquee tool. Type in your prompt and add whatever you want. Layer by layer, you can keep on adding and removing objects until you're satisfied. That's next level tech right there.